Hey, what's up, black people? How you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I promised you guys that I would do a part two to an earlier video that I did, and I thought about some of the stuff that we discussed earlier this morning. If you were here earlier, I'm at the FraserNet conference, by the way. I just left. I'm flying to New Orleans right now for a Black Business School 2-day summit we're having in New Orleans. If you still, I think you can still buy a pass at drboyceneworleans.com, or go to the Black Business School and sign up for the Black Experts Empire, and you can get free admission if you're a member of the Black Experts Empire, but you got to be a member. And it's 2 days. This is day two. So I'm sure they'll work with you on your budget if you want to just catch a second day. And then also, if you can't do the actual summit and you just want to do the book signing, I'll be signing some books at the venue tomorrow at 3:15. So you can go to drboyceneworleans.com to learn more if you want to go check it out. So anyway, we were talking earlier about identifying a quality black woman, like how you find a quality black woman. Thank you, Mr. Got to do. I appreciate your kind words. And I'm going to keep doing this, right? Because I asked brothers today, I said, what makes her quality? What makes a quality woman? And there were hundreds and hundreds of comments, hundreds and hundreds of responses, which told me that it's a topic that has a lot of opinions associated with it. Lots of people, a lot of us think we know everything. Some of us don't feel listened to, don't feel heard. I don't know if you're a brother and you feel like nobody listens to you. Let me know if that's how you feel. Say, you were? All right, brother.
Today's my lucky day.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Nice to meet you.
You're doing a beautiful thing for our people, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I know you get a lot of backlash. You're doing a beautiful thing for us, man. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. The backlash is okay, as long as the front lash is there. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
All right.
I appreciate
Keep
your
doing
kind
what
words.
you're doing, okay?
All right, black man.
Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Hey, yes, sir.
I followed you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even I hate
I'm
math.
on my YouTube channel now. Just say hi to him.
Hello. Talking to Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Good to see you, brother.
Can I take a picture with you?
Absolutely. Give me 1 second, guys. We're gonna hit this topic.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, who's gonna take this picture for me, please? So, where you went to school?
Oh, we just did an event here in Houston, the FraserNet. And I hope you excuse me. I was doing my podcast, but what's your name, man?
Algernon Bob.
Algernon?
I'm an older college student at HCC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm trying to get to Morehouse and finish my degree.
What's your major?
Political science.
All right.
So where you went? You went to school for business?
Oh yeah, I studied finance. But,
Where?
Undergrad, University of Kentucky. I got my PhD at Ohio State. Yeah. So you studying hard?
Yes, sir.
All right. Study very hard. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. But if you see me on the street, just feel free to say hi. Just if I'm doing my podcast, just make it quick. That's all. Because I don't want to be mean or anything. But I want to stay focused because I got that ADHD. That should be kicking in. And just y'all know how I get. So anyway, the real Mike Busy. Mike is a rapper, a young rapper. The real Mike Busy. Go look him up. Bizi. He was on my channel and I saw his comment. And I thought it was interesting to hear from a young black man in terms of what he considers to be important. And 3 things Mike mentioned in his comment, it's all going on my Instagram page. So if you want to follow me at The Real Boyce Watkins on Instagram, that's where the conversation's happening. So I'd love to hear your take on it. And Mike basically said, he mentioned, he said looks matter, but they're not the most important thing. I think he said, I could have sworn he said loyalty. And I think he might have said respect, right? Loyalty and respect. I know he said loyalty. I don't remember what the other word was. It could have been respect. You got to do what celebrities got to do. You're so funny. I ain't no damn celebrity. I just have something to say and people listen. I appreciate that. But anyway, so Mike's remark about loyalty, I felt was really important because I think that for a lot of men, they, when they dig in, In terms, and if you agree with that, if you agree that loyalty matters in a woman, and that's a really important quality, say something. Like tell me you agree. Say amen or yes I agree, or something like that, or I don't agree. But I think loyalty matters because I think that for the black man, you feel like, at least I can identify with this. I'm gonna tell on myself and speak from my perspective, and you guys can add in. But I think that for the black man, you feel constantly judged, constantly attacked, not listened to. I don't think anybody listens to the black man. Everybody condemns the black man. Everybody wants to say the black man is, bad, he's broke, he's lazy. People have a lot of those niggas ain't shit conversations. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And or people will find a reason, like falling in love with somebody is a risky thing for a man to do because when we go in that place emotionally, it's hard to climb out. Like it's easy to be a player, when you just don't connect with when you don't connect with anybody, you just run around having like random sex or whatever. But when you choose a person and you're choosing to make yourself emotionally vulnerable to that woman, there's some women that will take advantage of that. And not that good black women don't do this, but there's some women out there that, tell me if you've ever seen this, just like a woman literally just berating the shit out of her man, dogging him out every turn, always telling him about what he did wrong before she tells him about what he did right, yelling at him, hollering at him. Some women will go as far as smacking him upside the head, and I think that the reason that they'll do that is because there are people that feel that a woman can't be abusive. There are people that feel that a man can never be an abuse victim. And so what they'll do is when you say, well, why are you talking to your man like that? Why are you yelling at him like that? Why'd you say that about him? They'll always have an excuse. They'll have a reason. They'll say, well, I wouldn't have done that if he hadn't have done this, or he said this to me, or he did this, or he cheated, or he did whatever. But the thing is, the rule on abuse is easy. The rule on abuse is you can't do it. You don't do it. Like a man can't punch a woman in the face and then say, well, I'm only punching her because she cheated, or because she got on my nerves. She was nagging me too much, and she was bothering me by taking out the trash, and I told her I was going to take out the garbage. Like a man can't do that, right? And so a lot of times you'll see abusive behavior on the part of a woman because she feels like she can't ever be accused of abuse. Like the only thing a woman can do to be accused of abuse is act like a man. If a woman behaves like a man, like here's what men do. Men, when we get in trouble, it's because we had sex, unauthorized sex, or we did something physical, right? Either unauthorized sex or some sort of physical assault or whatever. So the only time a woman can be accused of abuse is if she acts like a man. But the thing is, nobody typically accuses a woman of abuse when she acts like a woman. When, toxic masculinity will get you in trouble, whether it's a male or a female committing it. Toxic femininity doesn't get you in trouble because you always have an outlet, you have an excuse. Pay attention. Listen to how many times you'll hear some women. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about some women. Where they'll talk about their last relationship, and they'll just say, "I was in an abusive relationship. He was abusive," and nobody really checks that. Nobody asks about it. Nobody questions that. Nobody tries to find out like what really happened. Like he could have been the victim for all you know, but you believe it because she knows she can carry the victim card. She can play the victim card whenever she wants. And there are some women who aggressively play the victim card. And so ultimately, I think that fairness is very important. Just being fair and treating people with dignity. Like I just believe, like, look, if you raise your voice to somebody, I don't give a damn what your issue is. If you yelling at me like a child, I don't have to be there. You have no right to talk to me like that. I don't give a damn what you feel, what injustice you feel like you were dealt. You're gonna have to handle it like an adult. If you expect me to handle my shit like an adult, you handle your shit like an adult. And so anyway, that goes back, I think, to Mike's point about loyalty. I think loyalty is important in the sense that unconditional love is very hard to find. Most love is not unconditional. Most love is, I love you until you hurt me, or I love you until you let me down, or I love you until I'm not happy anymore, or I love you until I get bored. I love you until I feel like you're not an adequate provider anymore. So that woman who can provide that unconditional love in this society, she's not, called what she should be. She's called a dummy. Women that provide unconditional love are called stupid. when I say that they're heroes. I think women who have that unconditional love, like ride or die love, those are heroes, because I think men should have that ride or die love. I think a good man has ride or die love for his woman. Some men ain't got that. Some men are like, hey, like for example, there's a lot of women in prison right now for things that their men did. Like the ladies went to prison and the men just abandoned them. The men were like, well, you in prison, so I can't be messing with you because you locked up because I can't get no ass, Whereas you'll see women that are still in love with their men while they're in prison. But that also links to the fact that men are much more physical. Men need that physical connection sometimes, but it still doesn't excuse it. Like it does basically say, like the ability to be connected and committed to somebody unconditionally, that's an old school concept that was lost. I believe that feminism killed that. Because what feminism kind of does is it says, if you decide that you want to demonize a man, there's always a way you could do it. There's always something you can nitpick at, always something you could poke at him on, always something you could say he did wrong, always some area where you could say he fell short. And what that does is that gives you an excuse to become disloyal. And so, and the thing is, smart men are picking up on this. I'm just telling you, ladies, like I talk to smart guys. Today I was talking to a billionaire today, and I talked to lots of millionaires and wealthy men and successful men and men who got it going on. And they pick up on the fact that, that it's dangerous to be a man or to be a successful man, because they feel like no matter what they do, somebody's going to find something wrong with them. They're going to find something that they're going to say, oh, you're disgusting, or oh, you're a bad person, or oh, you're an abuser, or oh, you're this, or oh, you're that. So a lot of them are just like, you know what, I'm just not going to, commit to any of this stuff, because I'm not trying to give away half of my stuff or have the whole world hate me, because somebody's not happy with what I did or the way I chose to live my life, who I am. So I will say this, let me see here. Feminists fight for equality, for equal rights, right, Dr. Boyce? I don't think they do. I think feminists fight for power. That's a different thing. When you fight for equal rights, it's like a game, a basketball game. Fighting for equal rights means I'm fighting for the score to be tied. Fighting for power means I want to win. I want to dominate you. And so feminists, unfortunately, are caught in a gender war. If you look at the rhetoric, their rhetoric is very anti-man, very pro-woman. Like the Me Too movement. Tell me right now, anybody tell me right now, yes or no, yes or no. Have you seen any women, any powerful women, taken down from the Me Too movement? Name me one powerful woman. Name me one powerful woman. Can you name me one powerful woman who's been taken down by the Me Too movement? Name one. Just give me like 3 or 4. Give me 3 or 4. Let's make it fair. Because I can give you about 50 men, but give me about 3 or 4 women. I'm waiting for you to answer the question. Okay, so Teddy answered. Champ, Card for Life, okay. Raza, nope. JW, that's right. No, name one black woman. Yeah, name seriously, yes or no. Can you name one? Everybody answer. Give me a yes or no. Right, okay, right. There is some, because the Me Too movement was built in a way to say, heads I win, tails you lose. It was built in a way to say that hold on, let me check my flight. It was created in a way that creates the idea that says, if anybody's going to suffer for this shit, if anybody's going to go down, it's going to be men. And the way we're going to make men go down is we're going to find the thing that men do the most, which is sex. Men, we get into some, interesting sexual situations, and we're going to criminalize it. We're going to make it like the most evil thing a person can do, because we know women don't typically, they're different sexual creatures from men. Like a woman can work with a man and not be physically driven by what she wants from the man, or a woman, women aren't as likely to be caught up in sexual situations, in that way. It doesn't mean women don't have sex. We know that they do. It's just a different process. So ultimately, the criminalization of consensual sex by powerful men allows them to take down powerful men and to treat them like sexual predators. So what I'm curious about, not that I even agree with any of it, but I'd be curious to say, what activity is there out there that is typically committed by women? Like, what do women do, on a regular basis that is criminalized the same way you criminalize the behavior of men? For example, what if we made it a felony to be a bad mother? Like I'm talking about bad mom, like, you don't have enough money for your children. Like your children are hungry and they don't have enough, they don't have adequate clothing and adequate, food to eat. They don't have enough money to go on field trips, whatever, right? What if we made that a crime? What if we made that a felony? If you get caught, if anybody accuses you of being a bad mother, we're going to take your kids and we're going to put you in prison for 25 years because you're abusing a child. Abusing a child is the worst thing a person can do, right? So we can criminalize that, right? That would be the equivalent of kind of what the Me Too movement sort of does, in the sense that it goes to the point of taking things that men might normally do. Like, for example, powerful men have been getting offered sex since the beginning of time. It's not like a new thing that powerful men sleep with women or that women are attracted to them. If you're a millionaire or a billionaire, you have all kinds of women throwing themselves at you. But they will criminalize the man for accepting the sex, but they don't criminalize the woman for offering the sex. So if a man has a job, someone said twerking, that's funny. So if a man runs a company and he's got a secretary that's attracted to him, that's very natural. Women are attracted to powerful men. That's just what it is. So if a woman offers him sex and they have sex, then the Me Too movement says, well, he's a predator because he shouldn't have had a consensual sex with somebody with less power than him. That makes him a predator. But, on average, men seek power. Why? Well, because power gives us the ability to be attractive. Just like, we seek power the same way, women seek out the things they seek out. I'm not even going to define it. I'm not trying to generalize it. But, like, for example, if the hair and beauty products industry depended on men, most of those companies would go bankrupt, right? So hair and beauty products lean on the consumer dollars of women, right? So women seek out those things. Men seek out the things that we want, right? So ultimately, a lot of times I will just tell you this. I'm just giving you honest stream of consciousness here. I hope that's okay. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. My stream of consciousness, and I'm not going to apologize for my opinion because I have a right to have an opinion, whether you like it or not. My stream of consciousness says that there are lots of men who look at loyalty as being very important because they're afraid. They're afraid of being victims. There are lots of predators who wear dresses and high heels. Cardi B kind of gave you a window into that. Like, Cardi B is about to go, she might go to prison over this bar fight she had with a lady where she got in a fight with some girls over a man or whatever. But she's committed several felonies against men. And the thing is that the reason she's going to probably get punished for some of these things is because her behavior was masculine behavior. There's not much of a space where a person is going to be sent to prison for feminine behavior, right? So ultimately, masculine behavior is the target of the criminalization. So Cardi B, if she goes to prison, is going to go to prison because of her masculine behavior, not her feminine behavior. Because remember, when she was, offering to sleep with men so she could drug them and rob them, that's something that, I'm not going to say that's feminine behavior, but most men, when you hear about a man drugging a woman, he's not doing that to rob her usually. He's doing, usually it's some predator doing it for sex or whatever, right? So basically what she did was a feminized version of a Bill Cosby kind of thing. Bill Cosby allegedly drugged the women so he could sleep with them, if that's what he did. Cardi B drugged the men so she could steal their money because she didn't want to steal sex while they were asleep. There was no ability to do it, nor any desire on her part. She's like, I want that money. So for some women, getting that money is equivalent to the man getting the sex, right? So because you don't see a lot of men chasing women so they can get money. Like, it happens, but it doesn't happen that often. So anyway, this is my kind of analysis on it. I know I probably gave you guys more than your money's worth, but I hope that this all makes sense. And here's the thing, though. Somebody says, don't be thirsty. Black America Doc is teaching. Oh, okay. Somebody says, shout out blackamerica.com. Okay, you've been officially shouted out. Everybody go to blackamerica.com or blackamerican.com, American, and check out the site. Let me see here. Raza said, nobody said all women but you. More banging than a porch door in a hurricane. Cardi B is just ratchet and loud. I agree. You are right. Look at the serial killers such as Manson and Ramirez. They had constant women groupies and stalkers. Yeah. Men want loyalty, but they can't. But they don't want to give any. Can we discuss that? I agree. Hey, sorry, brother. How are you? Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
I sat next to you on a flight to South Africa, to Johannesburg a couple years ago.
Oh
And I kept
man,
looking at you, and I didn't realize who you were at the time.
that's
But
hilarious.
I've watched a lot of your videos. And,
Oh man, I remember that flight.
yeah,
Well, nice to see
yeah,
you,
'cause I
brother.
was in the middle.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was
nice to
saying
meet you.
about
Thank you, brother. Take care. All right. Sorry about that. So loyalty matters. I think in terms of men not having loyalty, I think that goes unsaid in the sense that a loyal person is just a more valuable person. Period. Right. So here's the thing. I'm not gonna say that men are more loyal than women. I don't believe that. And actually, believe it or not, there's biological reasons that the loyalty levels tend to differ between women and men. I believe women are more loyal than men, and let me tell you why. I want you to go read up on a chemical in the brain called oxytocin. You guys may have heard me talk about it. Oxytocin creates it's a bonding chemical. So what happens is women's oxytocin receptors are much. Are you guys able to hear me through all this shit? I'm sorry about that. I'm in the airport. They won't shut the fuck up. Are y'all able to hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah. There you go. So when women get pregnant, the oxytocin gets released, and when the baby comes out, they're automatically bonded with the baby. When they did experiments on on moles and rats and shit, and they take the oxytocin receptors out of their brain, the mothers are not bonded to their children. They're not bonded to a mate. They're not bonded to anything. But because of the oxytocin receptors, what happens is it's oxytocin's released pretty heavily when the woman's pregnant, during breastfeeding, during orgasm, and also when women talk. That's why you will hear some, like, women will talk to each other and they'll talk for 2 or 3 hours, and the next thing you know, they're bonded. They're just like best friends, and it's because talking releases the oxytocin for women, and it bonds them with the people that they're talking to. So like when I talk to men and they ask me, like, about women or whatever, like I am not a player. I'm not into that. I'm not into that whole player pimp shit. So I'm not gonna teach you how to pimp or mac a woman, none of that shit. I can teach you how to be a good person and how to pick the right woman and how to love a woman. Like, that's what I believe in, and what I tell guys is I say, just listen to her. Make sure she's listened to. If she's listened to and she's talking to you, she's gonna start to like you just because she's talking to you. But I also tell women, I say, be careful about who you're spending your time with, because the thing is, oxytocin levels are spiked during sexual intercourse, like orgasms. Like, so a lot of times the guys that got all the babies mamas and shit, they have these babies mamas because they're good at sex. They're good looking men who know how to fuck. So if he's really good in the bedroom and all you think you're getting is like a piece of somebody's penis, next thing you know, you run around here in love with a piece of shit man, or you carrying around a baby of a piece of shit man, which is like 10 times worse, right? So it's kind of, so I tell young women when they ask me my advice. Hold on, I think I gotta get on my flight. So I tell ladies, like, what you have is very precious and very valuable. And if you're an attractive woman, every guy with a working penis is gonna try to get close to you. And what you have to do is, if he's not good for you from a distance, don't even let him get close. Don't let bad men get close to you, because when they do, you get to a point where it's almost like being drunk. Where you end up making decisions that aren't good for you. So anyway, I gotta go. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, subscribe button. Also, if you want to come hang out with us, it's at drboyceneworleans.com. That's the URL. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Peace.